Okay, so I'm going to show off two prisons today in prison warden mode. They kind of represent the extreme ends of the spectrum in terms of what players can create. So first of all, I'm going to dive into the lap of luxury. Okay, as you can see, the lap of luxury lives up to its name. We've got a lakeside restaurant here, a pier over here, a little shop where they can buy various sundries here. And let's have a look at the cells themselves. They have a swimming pool, they have a gym over here, a double bed, a desk with a computer, a pool table. So this cell is better than my flat back in London, so these guys have it pretty good. Unfortunately, running a prison like this is very expensive. As you can see in the right corner here, we are in the minuses at the moment in terms of cash flow. So one of the ways we can combat that is building a workshop where prisoners can build various items that we can sell on to make a profit. 011 went to great lengths to making the controls of Prison Architect really accessible and really streamlined on the console version. So as you can see, all the options are displayed here on the directional pad, and it's as simple as left for construction, right for prison running, down for emergencies, and up for reports. We're going to go into construction, then structure, and then we're going to build a brick building over here. So this is going to lay down the foundations for our workshop. Okay, that's done. That was easy. It was just a drag and drop job. Obviously, nothing just pops up in Prison Architect. It actually has to be built within the world. So we're going to go say hello to our construction workers over here. They're just waiting for the next shipment. I'm going to speed up time, which is as simple as holding down triangle and then using the directional button to speed up time so we can get that shipment in quicker. There we go. And then we'll follow our construction workers to the site. There they go. And then they get to work. You'll notice that they automatically remove the trees. You don't have to individually tell them to remove the trees. There's also an impact to everything you take away. So you'll notice the trees leave behind logs here. They can be used for later projects later down the line. Oh, I'm going to put a door on here. That would be useful. There we go. You'll notice the cleaners sweeping the grass. It is the lap of luxury after all. I'm just going to go into the hire staff because this project seems to be a bit too big. So I'm going to go into hire staff, select workmen, and then I'm going to drop down some more workmen, and hopefully the project will be completed quicker. There we go. There we go, it's done now. So at the moment, this is just a foundation. It's pretty much an empty building with no use whatsoever. So what we need to do is tell the AI that this is a workshop. So we go into construction, go into rooms, then we select workshop, and then we paint the area that we want to be the workshop with the tool, like that. Now everyone, including the prisoners and the staff, will treat this as a workshop. This red light here indicates that we haven't got everything we need for the workshop to be fully operational. So all we have to do is highlight the room with the cursor like this, press square, and then we're brought a list of things that are needed for this workshop to be fully operational. But even easier, you just press square again, and you're taken right to the items you need to build a workshop. So let's put down a workshop saw here, another one here, a work press, a couple of tables, and there we have it. While we're waiting for those guys to get the next shipment in, let's talk about power supply. So when I first show people this, they're terrified because it looks like a whole nother world of information that you have to take in. But honestly, it's really, really simple. You see those smaller flashing lights here? Those are your light fixtures in the room. So it's as easy as dragging the cable into the room And once you've done that, as long as it's within range, it will automatically connect up to all the lights in the room. You don't have to individually wire it to the main cable. The only exception to that is big electrical equipment, like these workshop tools here. Those do need to be connected up manually, like this. There we go. Okay, so we'll wait for those guys to finish that off, but while we're waiting, let's have a look at the quick rooms feature. So we found that some gamers want to kind of dive straight into the management side of the game and the kind of social experiment side of the game. So we've given them the option to use these templates which have everything you need for a workshop to function or any other room to function. And all you have to do is stamp it down, and then the construction workers will get on to working on this and making sure that it has all the equipment it needs. The only thing it doesn't do automatically is connect it up to the water supply and the electricity, which I've already demonstrated for you. Okay, this workshop is finished now, so what we'll do is we'll exit out of here and I'll show you a prison that's a bit more depressing.
All right.
The Rock. Okay, here we have it, the famous The Rock, Alcatraz. It's worth noting that this was made using the blueprints of the original prison. So this is an extremely accurate representation of Alcatraz in Prison Architect. It's also worth noting that water is a new construction tool in the console version. Before, random would kind of just be a random occurrence on a plot of land in the PC version, but now you can build moats and build islands using this water tool. So let's have a close-up look at the prison cells. As you can see, their quality of life is not as great as those living in the lap of luxury. They have a bed, they have a toilet, and that's about it. Frank Morris here, he's worth highlighting because he is a real-life prisoner who served time in Alcatraz. He famously tried to escape through the sewer system, hence why his toilet is non-functional, and the back of the wall where his toilet is has been quickly patched up. So we're not currently at max capacity. We've got a lot of prisoners here, but we could have more. So let's have a look at intake. As you can see, the prisoners are separated into their security levels, minimum, medium and maximum. There's also death row, which you have to unlock using the Bureaucracy screen, which I'll show you a bit later. But each security level nets you more cash. The higher the security level, the more cash you get per prisoner. But obviously the risk increases the higher the security level. These guys are more likely to incite riots, incite violence, but they're worth considerably more money. Let's go for 2 of each. Now, bringing in new prisoners tends to cause tension with the prisoners that are already in our prison. So one of the ways we can combat that tension is improving their quality of life. So we can do that by going into logistics, going into cell quality, and let's have a close-up on one of these cells. So there are 2 numbers here. One's associated with the prisoner, and one is associated with the prison cell itself. The higher the number for the prisoner, that means that they're really well behaved. So he's got a rating out of 10, which means he's a very well behaved prisoner. The room itself, though, only has a rating of 1, which means it's a pretty bare bones, bare necessities prison cell. So if we click on the cell, we're given access to these luxury items that we can use to improve the cell. So let's give him a bookshelf and a TV. There we go. So hopefully that will improve the prisoner's mood. But did you notice that I didn't have to go into construction, go into objects, and then go into the bookshelf option? I just jumped straight from the prison quality straight into the items I needed. That's all part of making the console version as streamlined as possible. When bringing in new prisoners, we might want to improve our guard deployment. So let's look where our guards are. We've got 2 in here and 2 in the canteen. These tend to be the problem areas if a riot breaks out. So let's pop another guard here and another one here. Let's also have a look at our patrol routes. The prison itself is pretty well covered, but the yard here, that could use some coverage. So let's paint a patrol route like this. There we go. And then we'll pop a guard on there, and there you go. The yard is covered. Also, another way that we can reduce tensions is having a look at their schedules. Each security level has their own regime, and so you can adjust it based on security level. You may think, hey, let's give them an extra hour's sleep in the morning. That might improve their mood. Or, you know what, they've been working hard all week. Let's give them a holiday today. Maybe that will improve their mood also. It's worth also touching on the bureaucracy screen here. So I mentioned how you could unlock death row as an option. That's how you unlock all those extras here. So death row has its own systems associated with it. So it's not as simple as bring a prisoner in and then kill him. You have a specific date you have to kill him at, and there's also an appeals process that all the prisoners have to go through before they're executed. We did not want to have a situation where players were building, death camps, essentially. We wanted it to be as realistic as possible. So you have to abide by the rules, otherwise you're punished for it. Okay, it looks like our prisoners are gathering in the canteen. This tends to be when things get a little bit tense. Right, yes. In fact, a riot has broken out. As you can see, they're fighting the guards, injuring them, stealing their weapons, stealing their keys even. One of them's got one here, Hawkins has got a key, so he has access to all areas of the prison now. That's really dangerous. You'll notice that the room has changed colour. That red indicates that you've lost control over that area of the prison. We need to restore order, so we need to bring in some emergency services. Let's get some riot guards in here. Right, here we go. Just going to speed up time so they get there in a timely fashion. Right, we've lost control over the main block now as well, so things are getting really out of control. We've got unconscious guards, even dead ones. This was a terrible, terrible incident. Here we go. They're going to clean up shop now. It's worth also highlighting the emergency orders. So we've got free fire here, which is somewhat of a last resort. If the prisoners take control over the entire prison, you might have to resort to that. We've also got Shakedown, which is where they go into the cells and make sure there isn't any contraband or weapons. Lockdown, which closes all the gates, but we're going to select Bang Up, which sends all the prisoners back to their cells. As you can see, the prisoners are starting to head back to their cells. Oh. Right, here we go. We've restored order. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss the riot guards, send them back home. There we go. But it looks like we have a lot of injured parties here, so we need to get some medical staff in there. So let's hire some medical staff, and they'll start healing people. You'll notice that the doctors can't just enter any cell that they want. They have to wait for a guard to unlock the gate for them. That's how complex the AI is. Every staff member has a role and they stick to it. It's not as simple as your staff members can go wherever they want. There are rules and there is structure. Okay, it looks like we've restored order. There are a few injured parties, but everything's back to normal now.